Yeah. Ellie Mae, you just about the prettiest thing the Lord ever put together. When that city boy looks at you, his eyes are gonna bug right out of his head.
You say that Ellie Mae is bigger than you?
Well, no, I wouldn't exactly want to say bigger, just fatter is all. We used to be just alike as two peas in a pod. Ellie Mae took to eating more than I do. Hey, they sure don't put much candy in these here fancy boxes, do they?
There's 3 pounds in that one.
Good thing you didn't give it to Ellie. She wouldn't even bother to open it for that little dab of sweet.
You know, I just remembered something. I should take my motor scooter in for service. It's overdue.
Is that little thing what you ride?
Yes, sir. It's very economical.
You can't take my sister honeymooning on that. Why, she eats sandwiches bigger on this contraption.
You're right. I'll come back when I can afford a truck. Something bigger.
Little city boy, you running out on my sister?
Oh, no, sir.
Because if you are, you better never show your face around here again.
I won't. I promise.
And you pass that word around down there to the bank. Ain't gonna be no trifling with Ellie Mae Clampett. Next young fella comes up here, Corton's gonna marry her.
Yes, sir.
All 300 pounds of her.
Yes, sir.
Now you get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Must be your boat. Come on, Ellie.
And don't you come back, boy.
You have my word.
Howdy there, young fella. Here's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Hi, Fred.
Hi. So long. This girl is Ellie Mae?
That's right.
Boy, I've heard of crash diets, but this is fantastic.
Is Ellie's beau?
Scrawny little feller.
I'd like you to meet Ellie's granny and her cousin Jethro. Folks, this is Mr. CPA Fred Rod.
No, Penrod. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant.
Oh, we couldn't remember all them names.
Just call me Fred.
Pleased to meet you, Freddie.
Glad to meet you, Granny.
Howdy, Fred.
Hi.
That there your scooter?
Yes, it is.
Can I ride it?
Sure.
Thank you.
Help yourself.
It pushes hard, but it sure do ride smooth.
Come on in, young fella.
Hello? Hello? Is this Luke's General Store over to Sibley? Is that you, Luke? Well, this is your old friend, Leif Crick. Now, hold on now, Luke. Don't go hanging up. I'm calling for Jed Clampett. Yeah. He wants you to send my boy Dub out to California right away. He is? Since when? Well, can't you get the sheriff to let him out?
Now, you young folks go right on in the parlor and start getting acquainted. Granny and me will see you later.
Yes, sir, Pa.
Oh, Mr. Fred, I'd like to have a word with you.
Yes, sir.
Skipper, sure do hope you like that nice young fella that's come to court me.
Now, Granny, I reckon you'll be wanting to get the victuals ready.
Not specially.
Well, do it anyway.
Shit, I don't.
Now, I'd just like to say that my daughter, Ellie, ain't been courted much. She's what you might call innocent, sweet and innocent.
I understand perfectly, Mr. Clampett.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Fred, do you like to get hugged real hard?
Boy, has your father lost touch with you. Yeah, I sure do like to get hugged real hard. I sure do.
Sit down right there and close your eyes.
Boy, I'm not going to miss those crazy little women back in Kansas City one bit.
This is a good way to get acquainted.
Yeah. You know something, Ellie? You've got to start using a milder detergent.
Oh, no, Luke got to do it for me. I mean, for Jed. Yeah, you got to do it for yourself, too. If my boy's Dub's married to Jed's girl, Ellie, you're going to get that money I owe you. And it's going to save me a heap of digging, too. Now you tell the sheriff Jeb Clambert's gonna pay for everything. Sure. All you gotta do is get Dub out of jail, clean him up, put shoes on him, and send him out of here to marry Ellie Mae. Did you hear some noise on the line?
Leif Crick must be here. He's Mr. Clambert's nearest and dearest friend.
I know. I tried to hire him as a night watchman at the bank, but the poor fellow just couldn't fit it into his busy schedule.
Human dynamo, that man.
Fantastic. He never stops working.
You know that Jeb Clampett? That's what he is.
Yes. Well, let's see how young Redfern's doing.
Redfern. Rodbroom.
Never mind. Let's see how he's doing.
Oh, Mr. Crick, how nice to see you.
Why, it's that pretty Miss Jane and that young Mr. Drysdale, the handsome banker.
I like this man. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm looking for a place to dig a hole to plant a little old pawpaw tree for my nearest and dearest friends, the Clamberts.
Always working, this man.
Fantastic.
Can't you stop just for a while?
Oh, no, ma'am. I must keep ahead of Granny. Working, that is. I couldn't let no woman outwork me. I'll be seeing you.
What a man.
Salt of the earth.
Fabulous.
Well, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale, come in, come in.
Thank you.
Well, how did Ellie like my accountant, young Fernpot?
Fred. Rod.
I declare that boy's got names he ain't even used. I hope if he marries up with Ellie Mae, he'll pick out 3 or 4 of his favorites and leave the rest go.
Apparently the young accountant has taught Ellie to play the piano. That's a duet.
My George, that young Fernpran is talented. Who's playing the piano duet?
He is.
Granny, them was the best company victuals you ever cooked.
Absolutely wonderful. What were those delicious little meatballs?
I'll give you the receipt when you get married, Miss Jane. There's my owl burgers, deep-fried in possum fat.
Husband will never leave home with them on the table.
I had a nice big smoked ham, too. But that lazy good-for-nothing Leif Crick ate the whole thing.
Granny, I would hardly call Leif Crick lazy. He didn't stop digging long enough to come in and eat.
Digging?
Leif Crick.
Whereabouts?
Somewhere out and back, I suppose. He's planting you a pawpaw tree.
Leif? Ain't that a kind of a deep hole for that little pawpaw tree?
I gotta give the roots plenty of room, Jed.
Don't dig no deeper. You'll hit oil.
Well, I done hit it 4 times already, Granny, but I plugged the holes couldn't tighten.
Kid, I might have me a root cellar after all.
Depends on how good he plugged up the oil. That's a lot of pressure to hold back. I think he plugged it up too good. Looky yonder.
Oil! It's oil. It's a regular curse.
Today at 5:05 Eastern, Eddie the Munster's Gone Musician, thanks to Grandpa's instant talent potion on the Munsters. Then at 5:35, the girls hit the Big Apple and get a big surprise on Laverne and Shirley. And at 6:05, it's Too Close for Comfort on One Day at a Time. Now, Bewitched is next.
You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. You all come back now, here?
Strap your snowboards on, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move fruit. The taste is gonna move ya.
Black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pool.
Where's our target holder?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
A lover's quarrel threatens to end Laura's engagement on Little House on the Prairie. Then, an act of violence.
If you tell anybody, I'll kill you.
Propels an angry mother into a crusade for justice.
Why doesn't somebody do something about it?
Florence Leachman in Mrs. R's Daughter, beginning at 9:05 Eastern on the Superstation today.
A double pleasure's waiting for you. A double pleasure from Double Mint Gum. A double great feeling, making you realize Double Mint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum.
This is Superstation TBS from Turner Broadcasting System.
Your head's in a fog. You sneeze, your nose runs. You get all stuffed up, you can't breathe. That's why there's Actifed, the head cold medicine, with an antihistamine to help stop your runny nose and sneezing, and the nasal decongestant most recommended by doctors to help clear up your stuffy head. So when a head cold comes over you, get Actifed. It lifts the fog of a head cold.
Today, a brutal murder and a deadly drug game bring O.J. Simpson face to face with the mob. Cocaine and Blue Eyes, 1:05 Eastern on the Superstation today.
What is it, Granny?
You're the head of the Clampett clan. When you see what's coming down them stairs, your heart is going to swell up and burst with pride.
Well, let's take a look. Really, Granny, that's right cute, but it don't exactly swell up my heart with pride, man.
I didn't mean him, I meant Ellie Mae. Come on down, Ellie.
Oh, you got her all prettied up for a date, huh?
Hurried up ain't the half of it. When that boy sees Ellie, he's gonna drop to his knees and pop the question today, just like it happened to me 60 years ago.
How can you be sure?
Looky yonder. There's me, 60 years ago, head to toe. Let out a little in between. What took you so long, girl?
Well, I thought I'd never get them rascals buttoned up.
I lost my button hook. Well, Jed, don't she just fair take your breath away?
She does for a fact, Granny. But, is women still wearing them kind of clothes today?
No. That's why so many ain't getting married.
What you mean?
Women's clothes today don't leave nothing for men to wonder about. You take them women down to the victual store. Them women come in there wearing little shorts and something they call stretch pants. They all look like a 4-pound sausage stuffed into a 2-pound skin.
Right in the middle store, huh?
Oh, it's shameful. Why, them women show more than a sideshow wiggle dancer at a county fair. Ain't you been down there? Ain't you seen them?
No, but you sure put me in the mood to go.
Nothing to fun about, Jed. You want your daughter to have a happy marriage, don't you?
Oh, of course I do, but...
Ellie, come here. Oh, no, Ellie. Take little bitty steps and hike your skirt a mite. No. Now, honey, you watch me. Give him a little easy glimpse of your calf. Drives a man mad.
Granny, 60 years is a long time, and things change, including what drives a man mad.
Are you trying to tell me?
Howdy, everybody. Hey, Ellie, you're...
What's so funny?
You! What's that thing you got on your head?
That's an expensive hat. Special made. Cost my paw 2 pigs and a chicken.
If you ask me, it'd look better to wear the 2 pigs and the chicken.
I reckon nobody asked you, Jethro.
Well, all right, but her fellow's coming up the driveway now, so she better hurry and get into some courting clothes.
She's wearing courting clothes.
Them?
There he is. I'll go let him in.
No, Ellie. It ain't proper for a young girl to be ready when her beau comes to the front door. We'll wait in here. Your paw will let him in.
I sure hope I can remember his names.
He sure does have a bunch of them.
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy there, young fella. Jethro, you remember Mr. CPA Rodford and Fred Fernpot?
Penrod.
I always forget that one.
That's my name, simply Penrod.
Well, simply, this here is Jethro.
See you again, Simply.
Fred.
No, that's Jethro. I'm Jed.
I'm Fred.
Now you're getting it. I don't blame you for getting mixed up with other folks' names. You got enough to do to remember your own. You must have 8 or 10.
Howdy, Mr. Redfern. You're in for a surprise.
Ellie?
No, simply, this here's Granny.
Simply.
But he wants us to call him Simply Penrod.
Praise be. I never could remember all them other names.
Hi there, Fred.
Ellie. What are you, a Gibson girl?
Shucks, no, I'm a Clampett.
Give the boy credit, Ellie. You remembered your first name. That's better than he did with any of the rest of it.
I mean, what are you doing in the strange costume?
Funny looking, ain't it, Sim?
yes, it is.
You think that's funny, do you? Walk for him, Ellie.
You're right, that's really funny.
Why, you silly pig
Now,
squeak, you don't
Simply
know...
and Ellie, I reckon it's time for you to get going. Come on.
Maybe we ought to stay here, Ellie Mae. All I've got's my motor scooter.
You said you'd ice pop our car.
Oh.
There it is, Simply. It's all yours.
Is this your car, Mr. Clampett?
Well, strictly speaking, it belongs to my cousin Pearl, but I can keep it as long as I keep her boy Jethro.
I'm afraid I don't know how to drive this.
Jethro!
So maybe we'd just better stay here instead of going out to dinner.
Oh, fine with me. Granny's cooking up hog jowl.
Maybe we can both get on the scooter.
Oh, no need to do that, young'uns. Jethro will drive you any place you want to go.
Sure I will.
Come on, Fred.
Up there?
Yeah, come on, fellow fella.
He laughs anymore at your courting dress. Make him walk home. Kid, I think we're making a mistake, letting that city whippersnapper court Ellie.
Well, now, Mr. Drysdale seems to set great store by young Fernpot. Simply. Says he's going to move right up the ladder.
Ladder? What's he do down the bank? Wash windows?
The way I understand it, he's got something to do with bookkeeping.
Let's keep him on a high shelf if he has to climb for him. I say that we ought to take Ellie home and get her married to a hillman. She's a filly with a high spirit, and she needs a strong hand at the rein.
Well, Leaf Creek's mighty anxious for his boy Dub to get hitched to Ellie. He's strong.
I said a hillman, not a gully-jumping mud crawler.
All right, Brady.
He's the no-account son of a no-account father. Thieves, both of them.
All right, Brady.
Why, they'd steal a hot stove and come back for the smoke.
I'm sorry I mentioned it. Now let's forget about Dub Creek.
That suits me fine. Why, even that name ain't rightfully his.
Dub?
Got it from a school teacher. Somebody asked her if Leif's boy was smart or dumb, and she had a cold when she answered them. That's the dumbest boy that ever drawed bread.
are you gonna commence a courting that sweet, beautiful, rich Ellie Mae? Wake up, boy.
I'm awake, Paul.
Then open your eyes.
What for?
'Cause we's there.
We's where?
At Jed Clampett's house, doggone it. Now open your eyes and have a look.
What for? I believe you.
The Beverly Hillbillies will return. Tonight, let's all go to the hoop as New Jersey invades New York. Live at 8:05 Eastern on the Superstation tonight.
Families are sitting down for dinner again. Actually, at the table. Why?
That's the meatloaf. How about a plate?
Hamburger Helper Meatloaf, complete with seasoned breadcrumbs, a tasty tomato glaze, even a convenient throwaway pan. So it's simple to make an extra special family favorite.
Thanks for inviting me.
Did you invite him?
Hamburger Helper
Meatloaf.
makes a great meal.
Project X.
Now you gotta wear shades. Cause new Sweet Fruity Tricks has even brighter fruit colors.
Got some shades. Bring on the brighter raspberry red, purple, orange, yellow Tricks. The mouth-watering part of this complete breakfast.
Nice shades.
See? I'm not such a silly rabbit after all.
Rabbit? Silly rabbit. New brighter fruit colored Tricks are for kids. Yay! With shades!
Now you can get shades like the rabbits free in specially marked boxes of colorful Tricks.
Painful conditions are a fact of life in a modern hospital. And when it comes to relieving everyday pain, the overwhelming choice of hospitals is Tylenol. Tylenol is clinically proven effective for all kinds of pain. That's a medical fact. And there's another important thing you should know. Hospitals can trust Tylenol not to irritate your stomach. In fact, unlike aspirin or even ibuprofen, Tylenol is so easy on your stomach, most ulcer patients can use it. Tylenol. It's tough on pain, easy on your stomach.
Now, boy, when they open the door, you let your pa do all the talking, you hear? Selling the Clampetts on letting you marry into their family is going to be hard on sneaking daylight past the rooster. Wake up, boy. I'm talking on you.
I'm awake, Paul.
Then look at me.
What for? I know what you look like.
Oh, there now. I got that nasty old bee that stung you on the head. Why, Jed Clampett, I didn't see you standing there. You know my boy, Doug.
Yeah, I do. Howdy, Doug.
Boy, Mr. Clampett done said howdy on you. Now, why don't you answer him?
Because you said when they open the door to let you do all the talking.
I ought to see another bee.
Your head smart, boy?
Answer the man.
Only when Paul hits me.
Another one to buzzing by.
Y'all better come in out of the bees.
Well, thank you, Jed. Thank you.
Got the sack.
Oh, why, this here's just a little present the Dub brought out for Ellie Mae. A nice batch of black walnuts, the kind you can't grow out here.
Oh, that's mighty nice of you, Dub. Where'd you get them?
Answer the man.
I stole them.
Well, what he means is they hadn't fallen off in the tree yet, and he had to pick them. Now, to a nature lover like my Dub, that's the same as stealing them baby walnuts from their mother. Awful sweet he is.
Yeah, I reckon that's why the bees took out after him.
Yeah. You know, Jed, we just plumb took it out from toting these here walnuts all the way out here to Ellie. Now, couldn't we just spend the night in your barn? We'd curl up in the hay. We wouldn't be no trouble to nobody.
Leif, we ain't got a barn. There's plenty of bedrooms upstairs. As long as you keep quiet and don't rile up Granny, you're welcome to use them.
Did you hear that, boy? Didn't I tell you Jed was like that? Didn't I tell you he was the salt of the earth, had a lot of heart?
No, you just said he had a lot of money.
Boy. You know, it must be all them bee stags that got his head all rattled.
I'm putting you in here for the sake of peace and quiet tonight. This room's the furthest away from Granny's.
Well, shucks, Jed. Granny snoring ain't gonna bother us none. Ooh-wee. This is right out of a castle, that's what it is. What do you think of this, Dub? Hey, it takes your breath away, don't it? Come on, boy, speak up. Tell Mr. Clampett what you think of this beautiful room he's giving us.
Yeah, roof leaks, huh?
Don't think so, Doug.
Of course it don't leak. What do you want to say a dub thing like that for?
Because there's a 10 over the bed. You're gonna ruin my hat.
Appreciate it if you two be as quiet as you can. I don't want Granny to know you're here. Leastwise, not just yet. I'll break it to her gentle in the morning.
Oh, we understand, Jed.
I don't.
It must be them bee stings, Jed. He'll be all right as soon as he rests and has some victuals.
I'll bring you up some grits and jowls directly.
You're a good man, Jed. I says to Morty before we left, I says, dry your eyes, Morty. I says, Jed Clampett's a good man. He'll treat me and Dub just like we was his own. He'll board us and bed us. Song of the earth, Jed is.
Leif, you hadn't ought to waste all that. Out here in Beverly Hills, you can sack it and sell it.
Now, you get yourself cleaned up and you get into them store-bought and city-made courting clothes of yours and you ask Ellie Mae to marry you. You gotta make that girl your finance before Granny runs us off.
I think you mean Fiancy.
You mean Fiancy. I mean finance.
Hey, Uncle Jed, I just seen old Leif Creek's car out front. Is he here?
I don't want Granny to know they's here.
They?
You bring his boy with him.
Dub? Is old Dub Crick here? Hey, Dub!
Boy, I just told you I don't want Granny to know they's here. Now, come on, let's get the car out of sight before she sees it. Where's Ellie Mae and Simply?
Oh, they're out riding. I learned him how to drive the truck.
All right, now, take Leif's car, put it over behind them bushes yonder.
Ain't got no key in it. I'll just let off the brake and push it.
Need any help?
Shucks, no.
Remember now, keep this whole thing quiet.
Okay.
Not so fast, Jethro. You're headed for the hill. Look out. Catch it, Jethro.
Got away from me, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, I see it there. There she goes. Looks like Leif and his boy is going to be with us longer than I figured.
What was it, Pa?
Some poor sucker's car just went crashing down that hillside.
Next, there's morning magic in the air with Samantha on Bewitched. Then adventure to Little House on the Prairie. Celebrate the best on Superstation TBS.
The music, the superstars, the age of classic rock, the greatest hits of the 60s. Now, Time Life Music introduces the first and only collection of its kind dedicated to classic rock. You get the original hits by the original artists. Each album is devoted to the greatest hits of a single year. Each selection digitally mastered for optimum sound. Every other month, you'll receive another classic rock album. Keep only those you want. There's no minimum to buy. Here's your introductory album to the series, the year 1967.
Do you like good music? That sweet soul music. R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me. Sing such a good thing, baby. Bernadette, people are searching for the kind of love that we possess. Don't you want somebody to love?
Call now to get 22 classic rock hits from the year 1967. You'll pay the special introductory price of only $9.99 for 2 records or double-length cassette, $11.99 for compact disc. Classic rock, only from Time Life Music, the name you can trust. Call now.
Call 1-800-228-0136. That's 1-800-228-0136. Use your credit card or send $9.99 for LPs or cassettes, $11.99 for compact disc, plus shipping and handling to 1967, Box 11066, Department X, Chicago. Act now. Call 1-800-228-0136.
Human dynamo.
Why, it's beautiful Miss Jane and handsome young banker Drysdale. You know, for a minute there, I thought I was seeing Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
By George, Crick, you're too good for this kind of back-breaking work. Now, won't you reconsider taking a job in my bank?
You mean a white-collar job?
Yes.
Well, sir, it's too late for me to change the hard-working habits of a lifetime. All I can hope for is that my boy has it better.
You have a son?
Well, you wouldn't know he was my son, ma'am. My boy Dub has a head on his shoulders.
Smart lad, eh?
Mr. Drysdale, smart just ain't the word for that boy.
Mr. Crick's son sounds like a natural for our executive trainee program.
Just what I was thinking. Mr. Crick, can your boy fly out here and talk to me about a job?
Fly? Why, Mr. Drysdale, just for the honor of shaking your hand, that boy would crawl out here on his hands and knees.
Well, just have him fly out.
I can't, Mr. Drysdale. I'm a poor man. All I got are the rags on my back.
Oh, of course. How thoughtless of me. Here.
Sir, I couldn't take money from you. I'll have him walk out.
Walk? It's over 2,000 miles. It would take him weeks.
Well, he can run some of the way.
Nonsense. Here. If he flies, you'll be here in a few hours.
Oh, sir, all this money.
It's worth every penny to have late Crick's son in my bank.
Chip off the old block, I'll wager.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That boy is a born crook. I mean, quick. Bless you. Bless you both. I'll run tell him. Telegraph him. If I didn't know better, I'd swear you were Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire.
Wonderful man.
Yeah.
How do you do? I pressure cook 16 pounds of grits, 30 sets of hog jowls. Nobody shows up to eat. Grits and jowls, come and get them or I'll throw them out. If there's anybody upstairs, Biggles is ready.
Don't throw them out. I'm coming.
There's a creak in the house. Where's my shotgun?
Oops, I forgot.
Jed, come running. Fetch my shotgun. Hey!
What is the matter, Granny? You're yelling like you seen the devil himself.
I seen worse. A crick. Dumb crick.
Too bad, Uncle Jed, after we tried so hard.
Ow, my toe!
It must be gonna rain. Why don't you go out in the kitchen and have some victuals?
Just because it's going to rain ain't no cause to stomp a fella's toe.
Now then, Granny, just where did you see this, crick, was it?
Yes, it was it? Dumb crick in his underwear. He came flying down them stairs, and when I yelled at him, he went flying back up.
Kind of like when you seen that giant jackrabbit nobody else could see, huh?
That jackrabbit was here, and Dumb crick is here, and probably is no good paw along with him.
Well, then, their car ought to be sitting out front, huh?
Yeah, let's go set fire to it.
Well, Granny, was it there?
No.
Yeah, come on now. Let's go have some victuals and we'll all feel better. Giant jackrabbit?
No, Dave Crick, he's here.
Maybe you've been working too hard.
I tell you, I've seen him.
Where are you going, Granny?
I'm going to search this house top to bottom till I find that overgrown varmint.
What would a jackrabbit be doing upstairs?
I ain't looking for a jackrabbit.
How's Paul, Granny?
Well, look who's here. You young folks home kind of early, ain't you?
Well, we had to come home. There are no lights on that truck.
What you want to do, read?
Did you see anything of Leif Crick's car out front?
No, ma'am.
Did you see anything of Leif?
No, ma'am.
How about his boy, Dub?
No, ma'am.
don't suppose you saw anything of a giant jackrabbit.
You women folks is through whispering. I think you ought to invite this young fellow to stay for supper. How about it, Simply?
Fred.
No, I'm Jeff.
Mr. Clampett, my name is Fred Penrod, period.
He's come up with another one.
Well, let's go sit at the table before my tadpole soup gets cold.
Oh, I just remembered. I've got to work on the books tonight. Song, everybody.
I'll be seeing you, Fred.
Manana, Ellie.
Moniana?
I wish that boy would pick out one favorite name and stick to it.
Granny, can I take off my court and dress now?
Sure, honey. I'll keep the soup hot.
Won't take me long.
Hurry up, boy. Ellie Mae's come home. Ain't you in them high-class big city court and clothes yet?
Almost, Pa. And they is really something. You can't even tell they second hand.
Well, come on out here. Let me have a look. I've never seen nothing like that before. Are you sure them's real big city clothes?
Yes, sir. Luke Short over at the general store in Sibley bought these off a fella that worked at the racetrack in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Well, cities just don't come no bigger than Hot Springs.
That's the truth. You know what this outfit's worth, including the watch and the yaller shoes?
How much?
$15.
$50? That's what I call robbery.
Yeah, I knowed you'd be proud. It's the most I ever stole.
Now, that is. Commencing tomorrow, you's gonna be working at Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Now, by dingies, we'll find out if I'm seeing spooks or cricks. I never knew a crick yet to pass up free grits and jowls.
You can always tell when Granny pressure cooks the grits. Tenders them up real nice.
Dad! Dad! Come help me, I caught him!
Caught who, Granny?
Just pull on this rope. You'll see. Well, does that look like a vision?
Oh, it looks like Jethro.
Well, it's worth your life to try to get seconds around here.
Sorry, Jethro. I thought it was one of the cricks.
Yonder she is, boys. Get to courting.
Which one?
I think your best chance is with the little one.
There are the cricks.
No, no. I ain't biting on the same visions twice in one day.
Today at 5:05 Eastern, Herman haunts a sorority house on the Munsters. Then at 5:35, Manhattan Madness drives Shirley to romance and Laverne to Lenny on Laverne and Shirley. And at 6:05, Barbara's tutor has more in his mind than teaching on One Day at a Time. Now, Bewitched is next.
Thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here. Barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Who's that?
The taste of nuts and honey, Mr. Scrooge.
Come back.